Hello friends, and welcome back to another movie time adventure. This time we're adventuring all the way back to 1950, and it's a movie called Harvey. It stars James Stewart and a rabbit. I don't know, I saw a rabbit on the poster and I was confused, and it's a comedy. I'm excited to get into it. I'm curious to find out about this rabbit, and we're going to have a good time. I know that for a fact. So, join me if you will for another little adventure in our movie watching expedition. Let's get to it. Oh. Let me turn you down for a second. Hang on. Let's see if we recognize anybody else. Nope. Not me anyway. Good mix of people. Dowd.
After you.
Who are you talking to?
Is this 348?
Yes, Tez?
I've got a special delivery here. The Dowd.
Oh, the Dowd's my name. Elwood P. Let me give you one of my cards.
Oh, that won't be necessary, sir. Just sign right here. Beautiful day.
Yeah.
Oh, every day is a beautiful day.
Thank you.
It's a Wonderful Life. Remember that one?
Hi, nice man.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's talking to an imaginary rabbit. They think he's crazy.
Thank heavens she's gone before the company comes.
Sure, Uncle Elwood won't come back
What
and
the
spoil
hell?
everything after the guests arrive.
Your uncle always spends the afternoon downtown at those filthy bars and taverns.
Party or something?
What are you doing?
Leaving.
Our guest will be here any minute.
She's going.
What's wrong?
There was a man here a minute ago.
You didn't tell him anything about our party,
I
did
didn't
you?
tell him nothing. He gave me his card. Here. And then he introduced me to somebody.
To whom?
Do you think I'd stay in this house after that?
A ghost.
Oh, people get run over by trucks every day. Why can't something like that happen to Uncle Elwood?
Hey,
He's still my baby brother, and this thing is not his fault.
he's a nice man.
Well, if it isn't his fault, whose fault is it?
I'm not telling.
Did he have a mental break?
Elvira, you can bring those things in now.
Oh, Mother, why can't we live like other people?
Your Uncle Elwood is not living with us. We're living with him.
Living with him and his pal Harvey.
Oh,
Oh,
you promised you wouldn't say that name, and you said it.
Why did Grandmother leave all of her property to Uncle Elwood?
I suppose it was because she died in his arms.
You always say that, and it doesn't make sense. She couldn't make out her will after she died, could
you can see this being a stage play, can't you? I know it's based on a stage play, but you see all this stuff that they're doing, all the dynamic nature of, I don't know why I'm analyzing it. The dialogue, they're chatting, but they're also doing. It's very visual, you know? They're not just chatting about Uncle and Harvey. They're setting the table. Someone is coming in and out. Yeah.
Oh, Myrtle, don't be didactic. It's not becoming in a young girl. Besides, men loathe it. Men, dear, you know the whole idea of this party this afternoon is to...
She squeaks.
so that you can meet some nice young men.
Oh, what's the use? Who'd want me?
Myrtle, dear, you have so much to offer. I don't care what anyone says. There's something sweet about every young girl.
Yeah.
I want you to charm Mrs. Chauvenet. She has a grandson just about your age.
A lot of good that'll do if Uncle Elwood comes home.
Well, Uncle Elwood won't be home.
He's out drinking or something.
I'm going to telephone Judge Gaffney. We can't take any chances.
Do we have guests arrived already?
Mrs. Halsey and Miss Tewksbury are here already.
Look at the picture.
Judge Gaffney, please.
He's got a picture of himself too.
Yes? Peter, my girl, this is a pleasure.
Judge, we haven't got a moment to lose. I'm having the Wednesday forum over for a program. Elwood has just gone out, but I'm so afraid he may come back. You can understand why.
Can he keep him somewhere?
Hello, Miss Tewksbury, Mrs. Halsey.
Just keep him away.
Yes, that'll be all right. You can depend on me.
Go golfing with him or drinking.
In a few minutes, a man will be crossing the square. He'll be wearing a hat and a coat and carrying another one over his arms. I want you to follow him, if necessary, even confront him. But at all events, I want you to prevent him from returning to his house. His name is Elwood P. Dowd.
Elwood Dowd, sir. Couldn't you get someone else?
Hurry now and stick with him all afternoon. Quickly, boy, quickly.
He doesn't want the job, but it's the only job you got.
Oh, Alvin!
No, you're gonna slip, dude! Oh, ouch. Jesus.
Yes?
You got a customer.
Who is it? Oh, the doctor will see you in a minute.
Well, nobody's watching him. Sir, gentlemen?
After you.
The bar. He's very courteous.
How do, Mr. Dowd?
Afternoon, Mr. Crocker.
How is he?
Oh, he's just fine. Fine. Oh, is this all right? You sure? Give you a hand there. Whoop it, don't slip.
He hasn't even started drinking yet.
All right. You wouldn't rather sit in the booth?
Would he prefer a booth, Mr. Dowd?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Crocker. He seems to prefer the bar
This
today.
guy.
Well, good afternoon to you, sir.
Mr. Meagles is back.
Oh,
Mr. Meagles. What's his story?
well, Mr. Meagles.
How are you, Mr. Dowd?
Fine.
And how is he?
Oh, he's splendid, thank you. He decided he wanted to come over here this afternoon, so here we are.
The guy in the background.
Oh, thank you. Well, Mr. Meagles, we'll just have to do something about your return. Would you like to come to my house for dinner tonight?
Thanks, Mr. Dowd. I couldn't make it tonight.
Tomorrow night? Would that suit you?
Yes. But you know, the last time I was there, I kind of got the impression your sister held it against me.
Mm.
But I did a little.
My sister loves to entertain. She's very social, you know.
Yeah, right now.
She's giving a clam bake this afternoon.
The secret's out.
Well, Vita didn't tell me anything about this. It must have slipped her mind. Harvey, it seems that Vita is having a party this afternoon. Hmm? Oh, you knew? Well, I just thought that she might be offended if we weren't there. After all, she's the only sister I have, and How's that? Well, we better hurry, huh?
That'll be 4 bits.
He's leaving.
The one at the end will pay for it.
He'd be delighted.
That's very rude, dude. You should pay your tab.
Let's drink up.
People don't sing like that anymore.
Mrs. Chauvenet is here. Mrs. Chauvenet is here. Aunt Ethel! Vita Louise Simmons, I thought you were dead. Dear, you're your grandmother all over again. I was at her funeral.
How lovely.
What do you want, my dear?
Your coat?
What on earth do you think happened to Elwood Dowd? I haven't seen him at the club or at the horse show in years. Does Elwood see anybody these days? Oh, yes, Aunt Ethel. Elwood sees somebody.
He's seen someone.
Now, you mustn't worry about Elwood. There's Mrs. Cummings. Is that Mrs. Frank Cummings? Doesn't she look ghastly? I thought she was dead. I must get her.
She's my favorite so far.
Oh, we can go in now. What did I do with...
Oh, he's back.
Oh, no. Elwood.
She came to see you.
Elwood Dowd.
Well, what a pleasure to come in and find a beautiful woman waiting for me.
Elwood, you haven't changed. Elwood, some mail came for you. It looked important, so I put it up in your room.
Is his room very far away?
Aunt Ethel, I'd like to have you meet a very
Aunt Ethel, don't you want some tea? Stop pulling me, you two. What night next week can you come to dinner?
Oh, any night at all, be delighted. And now, Aunt Ethel, I'd like you to meet Harvey. Harvey, you've heard me speak of Aunt Ethel Chauvenet. She's one of my oldest and dearest friends. Hmm? That's right. Well, this is the one.
He gonna be crazy.
Aunt Ethel, I can see that you're disturbed about Harvey.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
please don't be. He stares that way at everybody. But he likes you, I can tell. I'm coming, Harvey.
Yeah.
I think I'll be running home. No.
She's out of there.
No, thank goodbye. Take him, we get some walnut dressing.
What about the other guests? He's gonna scare them away too.
Oh, no, not Mrs. Halsey. She has a nephew. He's a little bit old, but he would have done in a pinch.
Oh, well, he's out. He's out.
Your uncle has disgraced us for the last time in this house.
You're no match for him. He always gets the best of
What are we gonna do?
I'm going to lose myself in some strange city. I'm going to change my name.
No, don't do that yet.
She's going to New
Wait
Orleans.
till I telephone Judge Gaffney. I'm going to do something I should have done long ago.
Declare him mentally unfit.
I don't understand it, Vita.
Commit him.
He's here, I tell you.
Miniature, you failed.
He slipped.
I didn't fail, Judge. I haven't even tried yet. I've been in the doctor's office.
Oh, Mrs. Halsey, Mrs. Grousmar.
They're out, they're gone.
Leaving us. remember the
Goodbye, Mrs.
Simmons. Give me Mrs. Simmons one of my stupid headaches.
She's got a migraine.
Oh, Elwood, I'd like to talk to you, Elwood.
Well, I'd like to talk to you too, Vida.
Oh. Elwood, I want you to wait here. Now, don't move.
Forever.
I'll be
Forever.
right back.
Oh, certainly, sister. You want Harvey to wait too?
Oh, yes. Yes, Elwood,
yeah.
I certainly do.
Hello. Speak up, I say.
Did you say something,
Ooh,
Harvey?
oh, phone.
That.
Phone.
Are you there, girl?
She thought it was the rabbit.
We've got to take those steps we discussed once, you know? Yes, I want you to make all the arrangements.
What
By
steps?
all means, yes. You and I may take a little ride later.
Oh, I'd like that. But you know, it's certainly been a long time since we've been
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
drive. You're very sweet and thoughtful.
They're all leaving.
Get away, Elwood. I'll be right back.
They're taking you to the psych ward. Elwood?
Vida wants to talk to us. I think she wants to congratulate us on the impression we made at her party.
Yeah.
Jane Austen. Sense and Sensibility.
That's a good one.
No, deluxe edition. The family of Dashwood had been long settled in Sussex.
Chumley's Rest. We're taking a little drive up to your new home. You like it here?
Will you wait here for me, Elwood?
You want both of us to wait, Vida?
Oh, yes, both of you.
Yeah.
I won't be long.
Don't be too freaked out, driver.
Driver, will you keep an eye on him, please?
You got a madman in the back.
Charming place, isn't it, Harvey? Name's Henry. My name's Dowd. Elwood P. Hey, let me give you one of my cards. Call me at this number. Don't call me at that one. That's the old one. Anymore.
You should get new cards. Just in case.
And you wish to enter your brother here at the sanitarium for treatment. What is your brother's name?
It's Dowd. Elwood P. Dowd.
His age?
42. He's Taurus, the bull. I'm Leo, and Myrtle's on the cusp. He's outside waiting in a taxicab. He always does what I tell him.
I see. Is he married?
No, Elwood never married. He loved his home.
Yeah?
I know him.
Wilson, there's a Mr. Dowd outside in a cab. Will you ask him if he'll be good enough to step up to room 24?
Ask him.
This is his sister, Mrs. Simmons.
Oh, how do? Why, certainly, I'll be glad to escort him.
I'll be very polite.
Now I'll see if Dr. Sanderson can see you.
I want to see Dr. Chumley himself.
Dr. Sanderson is the one who sees everybody. Dr. Chumley sees no one. Now tell him you're here.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Isn't this wonderful, Vida?
Okay.
Whoa! Very polite, that gentleman. No,
Oh, you startled me.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Simmons.
he's so tall.
I do hope you don't think I'm always as jumpy as this, but this is not easy for me, Doctor.
Naturally, these things aren't easy for the families of the patients. Now, tell me, how long has it been since you first noticed any peculiarity in your brother's actions?
I noticed that he seemed different after we came back, after Mother had died.
Right, the mother dying is the triggering event, maybe.
Don't strain. Just let it come.
Everything I say to you is confidential.
Of course. I'll just write it down here.
Well, for one thing, he drinks.
Yeah.
Bringing home a lot of riff-raff people you never heard of.
Oh yeah, that guy's coming around tomorrow.
I merely wanted to know if your brother drinks.
Well, yes, I say definitely Elwood drinks. And I want him committed out here permanently. I cannot stand another day of that Harvey.
Tell him about Harvey.
This person that you call Harvey,
Yeah.
who is he?
What's that?
He's a rabbit.
Yes, perhaps. Just who is he? Someone your brother picked up in one of these bars?
Doctor, I've been telling you Harvey is a rabbit. 6 feet high, or is it 6 feet 3.5? I ought to know. He's been around the house long enough. Elwood buys theater tickets and railroad tickets for both of them.
You're sounding crazy.
And here I am trying to get Myrtle May started with a nice group of young people.
No, they're there.
That's my daughter.
Is she a rabbit too?
I'm going to tell you something I've never told anyone in this world. Every once in a while, I see this big white rabbit myself.
Oh, don't say that.
Now, don't ever tell that to anybody.
That's the wrong place to say it.
Your mother's death. It depressed you considerably.
Nobody knows how much.
Now, don't you worry, Mrs.
There,
Simmons.
there.
I'm going to help you.
We'll just call that guy back in. Drag her away.
Miss Kelly?
We need another room.
Wilson! Wilson!
Where's everybody gone? Where'd they all gone?
Hello.
Driver? Did we pay that
lady.
man?
Do you want I should do something about his suitcase?
Elwood's things. Yes, well, I better come get them, I guess.
But
It's a fine time to leave a desk just when I've got a new patient in my office.
she's gone.
Mrs. Simmons!
She took off.
Made a getaway, huh, Doc?
Her condition is serious. Go after her and take her to 13 Upper West Arm.
Yeah, right. That little dame had just come out here. Where'd she go?
He's picking some posies. She wants to bring them to somebody inside.
Oh. Hello, sweetheart. Those for me?
For you, I should say not. They're for my brother, Elwood.
Wouldn't you like to come inside and pick some off the wallpaper?
Off the wallpaper.
Now,
There's a man
really,
inside wants to talk to you.
No. No, you let me go.
Hit him.
Help.
Driver, help. Help.
It's a woman.
He's getting out of there. And that's taking care of both the crazies.
Hey, how about give me a hand here, beautiful?
This year's I've got to give some guy a bubble bath.
Okay, honey, but make it snappy.
Oh, soundproof.
Doc, that Simmons dame's all set.
Oh, that's fine. I'll be right up and prescribe some preliminary treatment. Don't you ever stay in your office, Miss Kelly. I needed you.
These two.
You'll have to sign these commitment papers for her.
But I didn't know the woman needed the treatment. She said it was her brother.
Yeah, her
Of
brother.
course she did. That's the oldest Dodge in the world. Always used by a...
Are we gonna let the brother go?
She knew her brother was about to commit her, so she came down here to discredit him.
I had Wilson take the brother up to number 24 South Wing G.
You had Wilson take the brother in? You're not serious, are you?
Yeah.
Doctor, I'm terribly sorry.
Kelly, do you realize what you've done? This man, Dowd, can sue us for false commitment. And
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
kicked out of here faster than you can say stupid, incompetent, and inefficient.
No, I'll tell Dr. Chumley you had nothing to do with it. It was all my fault.
Don't do
The
that.
last person in the world I'd ever want anything like this to happen to. You know that, don't you, Doctor?
Oh, she's in love with us.
Kelly, this is hardly the time or the place to go into the balcony scene from Romeo and Juliet. I'll break the news gently to Dr. Chumley. He may want to handle this himself.
But what shall I say to Mr. Dowd? Well, he'll probably be so furious he'll refuse to come down here.
He's probably fit to be tied, but he's a man, isn't he? Well, then go into your old routine, you know. The eyes, the swish, the works. I'm
Don't-
immune to it, but I've seen it work on some people, some of the patients out here. Now, you get him down here, Kelly, if you have to do his striptease.
I want to see Mr. Chumley.
Dr. Chumley, I'm afraid there's been a serious error.
Dr. Sanderson, we don't permit errors in this instance.
We committed the wrong person. Are we just gonna let him go without even anybody talking to him?
Mr. Dowd?
Elwood P. Here, let me give you one of my cards.
Don't use that number.
There was another very charming girl in here a minute ago, and she asked me to wait. She said something about a bath.
Yeah. The hydrotherapy.
Seemed to have her heart set on it.
That was Miss Dunphy. It's quite all right, Mr. Dowd. Dr. Sanderson will explain everything
Well,
to
here we
you.
are.
Nope.
Miss Kelly, you met Miss Dumpy?
Yes,
we
of course.
worked
Well,
together.
I want both of you to meet a very dear...
Seems there's been a mistake. Just forget everything.
Goodbye, my dear. You could have had a bath, too.
I've already had a bath.
Oh, I was speaking to my friend.
Mr. Dowd, I take a bath every morning just before I go on duty.
It's always
Yeah.
such a pleasant way to start the day.
They're very carefully interrupting him from being crazy.
Mr. Dowd?
Elwood P. Let me give you one of my cards.
I am Dr. Lyman Sanderson, Dr. Chumley's assistant out here.
Ah, happy to know you, Doctor.
Yes, I asked Miss Kelly to bring you
Isn't
down
she
here.
lovely? You're very lovely, my dear.
Why,
Thanks.
thank you, Mr. Dowd. Some people don't seem to think so.
Well, some people are blind. That's very often brought to my attention.
Yes.
And now I'd like both of you to meet a very
Now,
dear
why don't
friend
we
of
sit
mine.
down, Mr.
Ah,
Dowd?
thank you very much.
Please, sit down. Anything we can do for you, Mr. Dowd?
The doctor, he just very slightly, very on cue, just looked away just as Elwood was motioning towards Harvey to sit down. The doctor just looks away. He doesn't see it. They'd be so very careful about this, just so that they have no idea that he's the originator of that rabbit. Hey, maybe the rabbit really is there. We just can't see, like he was saying. Some people are blind, you know? It's very... Everybody's funny in this movie. And this relationship between the doctor and a nurse... I wonder if Dr. Chumley's going to be more of a character. He doesn't see anybody. Let's get him out of here. We'll get you back home. Just don't press any charges. Don't sue us. And we'll take care of your sister.
Mr. Dowd, you have us at a disadvantage here. So let's lay our cards on the table.
Well, that certainly appeals to me, Doctor.
You know, people are people no matter where you go. And being human are therefore liable to make mistakes. Now, Miss Kelly and I, We've made a mistake here this afternoon, and we'd like to explain it to you.
You and Mrs. Kelly here?
Yes. We hope you'll understand.
Oh, yes. These things are often the basis of a very long, warm friendship.
It wasn't Dr. Sanderson's fault, Mr. Dad. It was mine.
Oh, no, the responsibility is all mine.
Well, your attitude may be old-fashioned, Doctor, but I like it.
Of course, if I had seen your sister first, this would have been an entirely different story.
Well, now, there you surprise me. I think the world and all of Vita, but I had supposed she'd seen her day.
Oh, you mustn't attach too much blame to her.
I see what's going on here.
She's a very sick woman. Why, she came in here insisting that you needed treatments.
Oh, well, Vita shouldn't be upset about me. I get along fine.
Exactly. Oh, I suppose that you take a drink now and then like the rest of us?
Yeah, every now and again. Every day.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I'd like one right now.
Yeah, get him a drink.
As a matter of fact, so would I. It was when she became so emotional about this big white rabbit.
Yeah, Harvey.
Harvey. Yes, I believe she called him Harvey.
Before we go any further, I must insist that you and Miss Kelly allow me to introduce you to...
Let me make my point, please, Mr. Dunn. To sum it up, your sister's condition is serious, but I can help her. She must, however, remain out here temporarily.
Well, I've always wanted Vita to have everything she needs.
Exactly. It stands to reason no one has ever seen a white rabbit 6 feet high.
Not very often, Doctor.
So she must be committed here temporarily. You can come and see her whenever you like. You know, I like you, Dowd.
Well, I like you too, Doctor. You know, you two have been so pleasant. I'd like to invite you to come downtown with me, and we'll go to a charming little place called Charlie's, and we'll have a drink.
Miss Kelly and I are on duty until 10 o'clock tonight.
Oh, 10 o'clock will be fine. I'll be waiting for you. And the four of us will spend a very pleasant evening together. I want both of you to become friends with a very dear friend of mine. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Dowd.
Well, that was pleasant.
You handled him beautifully, Doctor. You were wonderful.
Psychology, specialized training. Takes years of it.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Chumley.
Good afternoon, Herman.
Oh, we've got a Mrs. Chumley.
Yoo-hoo!
Yeah?
You were walking on my husband's prized dahlias. I'm Mrs. Chumley, Dr. Chumley's wife.
Dowd's my name, Elwood P. Let me give you
You
one of
were
my...
looking for someone over there?
I'm looking for my friend Harvey. I turned my back for an instant, and he seems to have wandered off.
Oh, he's gone.
I'm sure he'd be quite taken with you.
Oh, thank you.
Mrs. Chumley, would you care to come downtown with me? I'd be happy to buy you a drink.
Oh, I can't.
He's very friendly.
I'll tell you what I'll do, however.
What will you do, however?
If I meet your friend inside, I'll be glad to give him a message for you.
Oh, great. He's about this tall.
Just tell him to meet me downtown if he has no other plans.
But how will I recognize your friend?
Oh, you can't miss him, Mrs. Chumley. He's a puka.
A puka?
But Harvey's not only a puka, he's also my best friend. He's also very fond of my sister, Vita. But Vita doesn't seem to care for Harvey. Now, don't you think that's rather too bad, Mrs.
She
Chumley?
doesn't like him one bit.
I gave up long ago expecting my family to like my friends. It's useless.
Oh, goodbye, my dear.
Goodbye.
Nice to meet you.
Leslie, did he say puka?
He said puka.
Yes, ma'am. That's what the man said.
Your pass?
Oh, quiet. There you are.
They wouldn't have let him out without a pass.
I constructed this myself.
Is that so? I declare.
See?
Got it. That'll come in handy later.
You're a very brilliant man.
Thank you.
Would you care to come over to my house for dinner tomorrow night? I'm having a few friends in, just informally.
He's just inviting everybody.
That's very nice of you, Mr. Dowd.
Now, if you should want to call me at this number.
Yeah, don't call him that one.
The old one.